Yeah, David smashed in Nikolai's face with a hammer.
No, George Washington.
Oh no! In Watt's campaign, all the prosthetics were wooden, so it's like George Washington's wooden teeth, and yeah, that's what. At least that's what Watt said.
I thought they
He
were
said,
ivory.
Oh, ivory. Yeah.
I just remember people saying wooden teeth all the time. My George Washington trivia is not very up to this.
Ivory sounds right. George
Last time I thought about George Washington was during Shane Gillis's stand-up special, where he's talking about the Washington. They go to George Washington's house, I remember.
Why don't we cut down that apple tree?
This is a cherry tree.
No.
God. Johnny Appleseed, the cherry. Maybe the apples for you guys.
Oh. What a baller.
Did you see that stand-up special, Mike?
Oh yeah, I did.
Gillis one. Yeah.
That was so funny.
He's talking about being the only guy at the thing, and he's just trying to talk to them normally, and they refuse to leave character.
I didn't see it, dumbass.
What? You didn't? I thought you would have seen it.
Thanks,
No,
Jack.
I saw
Appreciate
close,
it.
but not the whole thing.
People will watch this, I assume. You should watch it. It's good.
I don't really like stand-up specials. Like the...
Okay, never mind. Then don't watch it. Fuck you.
You've hurt his feelings.
Get trolled. It's been a while.
And we're back.
Get punked. It's me, Mike.
You're getting punked. Ashton Kutcher is right behind you.
Ashton Kutcher.
Ashton Kutcher.
Stanley Tucci. Okay. Ashton Tucci.
We're live.
Oh, hey.
All being recorded for posterity. This is session 58 of Tragedy of War.
Someone's
and it has background noise.
Ah!
What?
Okay, we're good.
You have a bit of echo in the back.
We're good now. I don't hear it now.
Oh, I know why. It's fine. It'll be gone in a second.
We will kick it off with a recap of last session. Very important for Matt to understand the fate of his characters. Last time on Tragedy of War.
Dun dun dun.
Excuse me. The session began with the faithful few resting in a small alcove while Rolland spoke with a strange man out in the lowlands of Forlorn. Their conversation revolved around Roland's father, who Dr. Aluzad apparently knew quite well, offering to reunite the two of them. Rolland brought Dr. Aluzad back to their campsite, asking him to wait outside while he spoke with the group. When the faithful few went outside to meet the strange man, he was cloaked in invisibility, seemingly taking precautions against the new encounter. Is everything okay, Cannon? Okay. Dr. Aluzad revealed himself once he had received assurances and obliged to the questioning from Ocerus within the Zone of Truth. He recognized Ocerus as a harbinger, as the Zone of Truth spell enveloped him and all within the conversation. Once Dr. Aluzad was deemed trustworthy enough, he revealed that there was a complication with his plan to bring them all into the city. His method of transportation was a stone of recall, which is capable of transporting up to 5 additional creatures along with himself, but there were 8 in the party of the faithful few. But they noticed that Dr. Aluzad had a corpse cart with him. Apparently, dead bodies did not count as creatures by the spell, and so they could be transported without issue. When the faithful few learned this, they came up with a very creative solution. In order to transport all 8 members of the party, the faithful few suggested killing Brelikk and Nikolai, then resurrecting them upon arrival. Unfortunately, Enforcer Gerlag, who was tending to Brelikk in his recovering state, did not approve of this plan. An argument ensued and then bubbled to the point where Enforcer Gerlag condemned the faithful few for their lack of faith and his captain's apparent lack of a moral compass. It was evident that his devoutness to Aewa was blinding to him to the big picture of things and preventing him from continuing to follow the faithful on their quest. Enforcer Gerlag excused himself from this situation, leaving Brelikk behind. Bosong cracked both Brelikk and Nikolai with his hammer over the head, causing them both instant death. Satisfied, Dr. Aluzad activated his Stone of Recall and teleported the faithful few to his laboratory. The session ended with the faithful few taking in their rather horrific surroundings while recovering from their teleportation. Brelikk and Nikolai still lying dead on the floor before them. Any Revivify enjoyers?
At the moment.
It makes me laugh, Harry, because just the way you said it was like, the corpse card didn't count, and I'm like, as a carry-on item. You can have it under
Carry
your
on
seat.
item.
A corpse card will count, you can put it underneath your seat.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, where's the Revivify guy? I know Gerlag's gone, he was half the
Everyone's
Revivify
like,
guys.
wait, I thought you were having Revivify.
I didn't think
I
I said
said
I
yeah.
would do it.
Wait.
Yes, yeah,
That's fine.
Oh, okay.
I'll cast Revivify.
Okay.
No material cost.
On both bodies, yeah?
No. Pick wisely, Cannon.
What?
You can get rid of one of Matt's characters, so he only plays one.
There's two bodies.
Oh shit!
You have the power in your hands for the side.
I revived Nickel. No, I'm kidding.
As
I
anything
know,
you've been through.
I'll do them both.
Okay.
There's no way Khanek would allow you to revivify only Nikolai. He hates blue people, okay? There's
Amazing
no
decision,
way.
Rolland, but I cannot interfere.
Nikolai would wake up and be like,
fuck up.
Nikolai would wake up and go, this wasn't part of the plan. You were supposed
Only I
to
can do the crazy
main
talking.
character.
That's so crazy.
So,
Anyways.
Rolland, you step forward and prepare your magics, and the divine energy of Aewa flows through from your fingertips to the corpses before you of Brelikk and Nikolai, and it flows into them. You can see the divine energy kind of seeping into through the surface of their body and into like the veins as it like courses throughout them, and until they take their first breath. And for Nikolai, it's much more sudden. It's like a, and for Brelikk, it's more like a, and it's just very shallow, and it doesn't look like Brelikk is immediately conscious, though he is alive, whereas Nikolai seems to be more aware of things, though still. Nikolai, you wake
I'll
up
pump,
with a nuts headache.
I'll bump 5 points. I'll lay on hands into each of them as well.
Wow.
That's all I have.
Hell
As
yeah.
a great paladin.
Hell yeah.
How much HP?
5.
5?
I could spend spell slots on you.
So Nikolai, you're just waking up from. The last thing you remember was Bosong's hammer flying directly into your eyes.
As I close my eyes.
As I close my
And just
eyes.
I close my eyes before the impact, and I essentially just wake back up.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
it's like a long.
Oh.
I guess I was not meant to see what comes after, or something is wrong with the afterlife.
The last time you were fucking awake, you were on a battlefield.
No, he's talking about Nikolai.
Oh
yeah.
shit. Okay.
Yeah, Nikolai's.
Yeah, Nikolai. Something is terribly wrong with the afterlife. I did not see it when I had passed. Did I pass, or did the hammer not strike?
I'm pretty sure you were dead.
I do
Not
have
sure
a
what-
headache. So it
Not sure
appears
what
that
got
I
you.
have come back.
Yeah, does anyone know if Inspiring Leader goes away after a certain amount of time? I don't see a time limit on it.
It lasts
Temp-
the longest. I want to say.
temp HP, temp HP.
I know
lasts a
you
long
can't
rest.
get it again until you do a long rest, but is there like a 1 hour? Is it just you get the HP till it's gone?
I mean, I'd honestly have to double check, but I guess it's.
It says
next long
until it
rest,
is finished a shorter long rest.
Yeah, you get it
Oh,
until
but
you're
you can't
done.
gain.
Or yeah,
All right.
Yeah,
I will
so
give
they
it
stick
a.
around. Yeah, they stick around.
All right.
Son of a bitch! How dare you?
I'll give a rousing speech to the crew.
No.
oh my god, he's so
Wait,
heroic.
Just in the. What do you say?
I don't know, something about it. Everyone being back alive and ready to fight. I don't
Okay.
know.
Inspired.
I just want
What
to
is-
make sure that Matt has some HP before he.
Sure.
What is Will's? Oh wait, I almost forgot.
Did you take this
Yeah,
as a feat?
I did meet
Oh,
Will's
yeah.
character. I couldn't remember if I did or not.
This feast goes crazy.
All right.
Everyone gets
How much
everyone
temp
gets
HP?
17
You have a limit
temp
of how
HP.
many people you can give it to. I believe.
Yeah, it's
Choose
it's up to
carefully,
6.
Will.
It's up to 6.
Who do you want to give this to? Yeah,
Everyone, but
which
I'll give it to Mike, both back characters,
I probably don't need it. Just saying.
Jack, and
Uh-huh,
myself.
uh-huh.
I'm feeling quite inspired, Ocerus. How
Hey,
much
Matt.
temp HP is this?
17.
Was indeed
How dare
a
you.
very inspiring speech.
Nikolai, do you want to make a religion check about the afterlife?
Sure.
Have you
No.
finally see the falsities of your gods, Nikolai?
No, Nikolai doesn't want to know.
There we go.
The grand illusion. They lie.
I am curious though. Did I actually see the afterlife or anything like that, or did I just actually close my eyes and then reopen them?
You didn't see the afterlife, but
Something is
your
terribly,
religion,
terribly wrong.
what you conclude from your religion check is that you somehow come to the conclusion that perhaps you did not see the afterlife because it was not yet your time, and Umare knew this.
Ah, it was not foretold. Obviously, I was meant to come back.
I hate you.
Everyone
Oh, I
loves him.
missed Nicola.
You see Khanek just looking at you, just staring.
Oh, the prophet.
And Ocerus says some words that embolden everyone and make them feel good about still being alive and together. And evidently now within this,
I'll have a better speech for when we actually go into combat.
within the kingdom of Forlorn,
Well said, Ocerus.
And while you all are continuing to gather your bearings and finish this conversation, we'll say, where is he? Say, Dr. Aluzad walks on over from the workstation he was at further into the laboratory. Still wearing his patchwork hood and mask obscuring his face. Apparently he doesn't take it off even inside. His eyes are glowing even brighter in this dark place. This place which he deemed would be Zorn Manor, beneath of Zorn Manor, in the basement, you could say. His mask continues to hiss as he breathes in and out.
Help me move your companion to one of my tables.
And he gestures to Brelikk.
Nikolai will go and attempt to help.
I go
move
help
the
as
giant
well.
man.
I go
Sure.
help move Brelikk as well. And I also check on his condition to see if this motherfucker's still alive.
Yeah, it's pretty dark. I forget, do you have dark vision?
Do
I know this is a weird question,
Khanek
but...
does.
I do. I have dark vision. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. You can see that you can see Brelick's broken and battered body in the
Do I feel the
black
magic
and white.
coming off of him? His
Right.
unshackled catalyst magic. Whatever it was
Yeah,
called.
you can see the
No, but can I feel it?
oh yeah. Yeah,
Magic.
yeah, you can
Yeah.
still feel it.
Alright, he's
It-
still with us.
If anything, the magic seems to be more alive
Brelikk
than he
lives.
is. You know what I mean?
The magic
the
is
core
what
of his
He's like a
magic is
nuclear
going.
reactor.
more alive than his own body.
If he dies, he
The
just
arcane cannot
just-
die.
nukes.
It's as if his body is broken, but his spirit moves forward.
I just look at Nikolai again. I look back to Brelikk and I continue on the task.
I'm just waiting for one of these days where like the group gets separated and it ends up being Khanek and Nikolai. in a dark alley,
so bad.
a dark alley, and then Khanek just kills Nikolai, and he's like, he was killed by bandits.
Poisoned by your
I wouldn't
enemies.
hate it. I wouldn't hate it. I'd just be like, I saw this coming. Nikolai
It'd be
didn't.
so
but
funny if Jack just if Jack was
I-
playing
my
negotiator, he would have killed Khanek and then just been like, he fell.
You put him on the operating table and you put him on a table and there's all kinds of like hanging implements over it. It looks very Frankensteinish, and Dr. Aluzad moves to turn on kind of a dim light bulb hanging above the table so that it's kind of shining down on his form.
His injuries appear non-fatal, but they do require some additional tending if his body is to function properly once more.
You seem well equipped to do so, Aluzad.
Yes, indeed, I have a number of prosthetics and similar biological and mechanical plating to help reinforce his physical form.
I'm sure we could come to an arrangement if need be.
Of course. More than happy to assist. Though, if I am in need of any additional materials, I should be sure to let you know.
And the light bulb is on and the light is shining on the body, and now that it's at like a different angle, Khanek, you actually see Brelick's, notably his right eye, is hanging out of its socket.
Holy fuck!
Probably
what?
from when Bosong cracked him over the head.
Damn, Bosong, you caused some fucking.
What a heathen! What an absolute disgusting.
Can
motherfucker.
I heal him up or something? What the fuck?
I'm
Zomboid.
sorry. I was requested to make something dead.
No. Don't try to pull this like.
He did his job, Will.
No, don't try to pull this. You offered your services to murder someone, and then
David,
you
say the
decided to
line.
smash
Say you
their
did your
head.
job.
Frankly, I'm offended that Aluzad claimed those injuries were non-fatal. That means I didn't do my job good enough.
This guy sucks.
Does my head still have a dent in it?
It always had that dent in it.
You have like a little headphone dent on top. No.
Just guess. Yeah, you got that Tyler one head dent.
Oh no.
No, your skull, your thick Vidalcan skull, was able to remain intact. You know that the Vidalcan biological makeup is quite sophisticated compared to many other organic beings.
Oh, thank God. Still smooth.
And so Dr. Aluzad begins moving to just kind of seems to be gathering, keep making himself busy with acquiring different instruments and putting them all on like a little workstation beside Brelikk, and just seems to be moving around his laboratory. And as he does so, he makes sure to he turns on kind of like a spotlight in the center to help give the room some more light, and you get a better look at the basement that you find yourself
I
in.
cast light on Brelikk. Nikolai cast light on Brelikk. This should help with operating, I hope.
No, but of course, thank you.
And where's this? I'm looking in the wrong place. Oh, I was.
Oh God.
Holy shit, this looks like fucking Silco's lab from Arcane or some shit. Whatever that fucker's name is.
Singed.
Singed? Yeah.
Singed?
Yeah.
What's his actual name?
Clearly, by my skills, you can tell Dr. Alazad is a questionable individual.
Well, you did detect he was evil, so.
It's also questionable that Canon's father is
aligned with this?
supporting this
A
guy.
government's official.
That plus he's supporting this weird fucker in his. Not in Kansas, like.
Yeah, the air in this lab is very heavy with a decaying smell. There's faint sounds in all kind of corners of the room of these mechanical whirring and like this bubbling sound. There's pipes all along the walls that are kind of glowing periodically with this purple energy, and notably in the corner of the room you note a large case in which there's this very viscous bubbling liquid in kind of like this experiment chamber, and in the middle of the back wall there looks to be kind of like a metal apparatus that's strung a body across its center. It's got all kinds of gears and interfaces surrounding it so that this panel can basically turn and you can see deeper into the wall. There's like more bodies that can be kind of rotated around like a gallery. Yeah.
Maybe this was a trap, guys. Maybe he's gonna kill all of us and eat us.
Yeah, maybe.
No, my zone of truth would have detected this.
My zone of truth.
I'm itching for a fight. Let's go.
And
boy.
while
Check
you all
for
are
gas.
taking in these surroundings, there's you can hear footsteps echoing through kind of the rafters of this basement of the laboratory. You're like a step.
A laboratory,
like
Didi.
Clunk, 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 stepping across what what looks like a catwalk above. And there's a silhouette of a man walking across.
My son, you
And
finally shown up.
descending down these metal stairs. The man carries himself very deliberately. And there's this, as if there's like a quiet confidence in his stride.
Just like Rolland.
And there's a cape draped over his right shoulder that
Of course, he has a cape.
billows,
Oh, just like Rolland.
billows with as he steps toward you, and then he is before you. The man steps into the light, illuminating the room. Gray, black, slicked back hair, but looking rather tired. There's traces of old scars covering his skin, like a map of different conflicts which he has been part of in his day, most undoubtedly. He wears heavy plate armor, adorned with these blue and white colors. It looks old, worn, and stained brown with blood in many places. But without a doubt, it is an older safeguard uniform you identify, Rolland. Weirdly, though, there is a sigil, seemingly scorched, branded into the front left of his breastplate. A dragon. And the man watches you as you register the details, his attention seemingly on no one other than you, seemingly intuitively feeling this blood connection. But in the light, the final thing you note is his waxy, fleshed appearance. It resembles that of a reborn. You have returned to me, my son.
I wasn't the one who left.
Duty calls.
Duty. I thought you left because you weren't much of a fighter. Yet I see your armor. Scratched, bloodied. Did you lie in your letter? Just say something nice to get me here?
My death was a long time ago. But you did receive that letter.
From the church, yes.
Well, I do apologize. Rolland wrote this letter in lapse in my mind, if you will. It is not. I did not contact you for our bond of blood. It was not to
eyes narrow.
Reconnect. It is for another reason that I call you and your companions here. His eyes very slowly shift off of you, and as if like eyeing the other members of your party one at a time. To Khanek, to Bosong, to Ocerus,
Do we see the resemblance
Vough.
between him and Rolland?
and to Nikolai.
And a fleshy Russian.
Is it
bastard.
obvious they're related, or is it more ambiguous?
I would say there's some facial similarities.
Sort of
Yeah,
like
Rolland
if you
shares.
told someone this, you'd be like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
but not like, oh my gosh, they're the same person.
It seems like, yeah, like it's like a validating thing. Like, the moment you hear it, you're like, yeah, that makes sense. But otherwise, you wouldn't be able to tell. He does seem to have a very strange accent. But you don't really know how long he's been in the place that he is. You are part of a very important group, Rolland. And then his eyes fall back to you. Faithful few, do you know this?
Yes, I've been made well aware. That's fine. To be honest, if it wasn't for our need to enter Forlorn, I'm not sure I would have responded to your letter, to be honest.
And what need brings you here, son?
Yeah, tell him we're gonna kill us later.
Yeah. Shit. I see an issue with our plan now. Shit.
Well, isn't it obvious? We're going to put a stop to this war. Simply following the chain.
This is good. I am of the same inclination.
Hmm.
I wish
Perfect.
to...
You'll kill our his leader for us.
I
Perfect.
wish
Just teleport us into the chamber.
to see an end to the everlasting conflict. It is what I had hoped to accomplish by our meeting once more.
I understand you, you work... You want this war to end. Yet, duty is what called you away from us in the first place. What exactly are you doing here?
Serving to an end. You see, there is life after death is a rather difficult thing. To return to the world after living a full life does not leave many choices. Not when you are taken into a different place and time. I am not proud. Of what I have what I have been required to become.
But I understand. You say you're not proud to do this, but why do you have to? That's what I don't understand. So you're a reborn. So what's against Aewa's code? If it was not on
Reborn,
purpose. Did you die on purpose? Become this way?
They are not so tolerant of such things in Safeguard. To return home after such an event is impossible. From their perspective and from the perspective of the Forlornian government, they do not allow those which regain cognizance to travel beyond the territories of Forlorn.
Yes, but that's not all you've done, is it? You haven't just turned. Your friend here tells me you work in the upper echelons of the government of Forlorn. Did you have to do that? Did they make you?
His face falls, and his eyebrows kind of, his forehead creases kind of fall into each other more.
Or was it part of that duty you spoke of? Rolland smile fades.
There is not more one can know in the life after death. Rather than wallow in the slums with the other reborn, I chose to use the knowledge of the Kingdom of Safeguard to elevate myself to a higher status. Use their knowledge against them in our troop movements and communications. I have not been in your life, Rolland, and you have not been in mine. I am not here to seek moral approval, and nor are you here to deliver it.
I suppose not. You know of us, and you want us here. I say let's hear it. What have you got in store for us?
Well, I would much like to know first why it is your faithful few find themselves in the city of Forlorn in more specificity.
Forlorn has been launching the hordes to the north and to the east of here. Day-long battles. And, well, whether through negotiation or other means, we intend to stop this at the very least. If not, further the goals of the Faithful Few itself.
You are speaking of the north and east of the Kingdom of Safeguard.
Of Forlorn, to the borders of Safeguard, Heritage, and so forth.
I understand.
I'm not sure how many of those pawns they have left. But we fell a few of your risen dragons.
I can assure you they are not mine, nor are they of my making. But it is good to know that you are capable of accomplishing such a feat in battle. As I imagine you are, being within this city, going to be encountering a fair measure of such resistance.
I assumed so.
In terms of... He seems satisfied by your answer. In terms of why the Faithful Few were sought out to arrive at my manor, it is, well, a bit of a story, if you will. Are you willing to hear it?
Yes, I suppose it couldn't hurt.
He moves and he, grabs a chair to, sit down, and, he doesn't grab one for anyone else, just for himself. And he just flips the chair around and sits, and you hear, like, the clank of his armor plating. Faithful Few, this name is been around for centuries.
Yes, it's quite the misnomer.
It belongs to Dwarven prophecy. Did you know this? Claims
I heard
faithful
tellings.
few bring into endless war as you seek to accomplish. This was the name chosen by Havenites. It is they who named the Faithful Few. When a group of mercenaries was hired for a peacekeeping mission to Sanctum. You heard the tale of this peacekeeping mission. You realize that he's asking if you knew something a lot.
If I knew something, a what?
Like he seems to be intentionally stopping and starting his story to ask if you knew something already.
Basically I say like I know it was connected to dwarfs somehow. We've seen artifacts.
Can I insight this guy?
Yeah, absolutely.
If Rolland is just basically telling him,
would you like me to zone a truth your father, Canon?
To be honest, I don't see how a dead civilization is going to have bearing on us.
Well, the civilization, the dwarves, perhaps are dead, but what they have left behind most certainly is not. But that is separate. You'll see. Peacekeeping mission. Yeah. What did you want to insight exactly?
Yeah, go for it, dude.
Matt.
I'm insight because he has been asking, like, do you know about this? Like, is it the way he's like talking to him? It sounds more like he's just getting the info from Canon, having him explain things or something. Like,
Oh, like he's trying to fish stuff out of me.
yeah, like he's fishing information out
That's a
of
phishing
him
scheme.
without actually asking
Social
about
security
it.
number, please.
I'm trying to be a
Canon,
little
I'm your
careful.
father.
Like, I'm
Social
trying to
security,
not
please?
explicitly say we're gonna kill the Dragon King. Like,
Oh yeah, but yeah, is he fishing for information? Like, is in like a like? Yeah, is he fishing for information in the like? You better say the right thing, otherwise I'm going to.
oh, I see what you're saying. Is he testing me? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe he's the Gestapo and he's gonna report you.
He's the
I'll allow this
KGB.
inside check, Harry.
He
God, look at this sick art I found of.
He's not fishing per se. What you get from it is it seems to be coming from it's almost like a personality or maybe a communication quirk that he has, but it seems to be stemming from like a place of ego.
He's looking for validation.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Faithful few, well, it began when the Kingdom of Cistern, as I am sure you all were informed, was attacked during the Festival of Peace. Some few months ago now.
We recall the story Brelikk tells us, everyone in the party.
Oh yeah, super cool.
The then Prince Enodine. He kind of flicks his eyes to the Harbinger in the room for a brief second. Sent a group of mercenaries to protect the towns of Homestead and Farewell from the Evokers of Haven. The Evokers were found to be changelings. This much is known. But the mercenaries, they come into possession of information. Orders for the changeling soldiers, mentioning one Consul Arnor. Of course, orders of this kind in this context, they brought Consul Arnor's allegiance for the Consulate of Peace into question. We now know that Consul Arnor was innocent of all accusations. Still, the mercenaries pointed the finger, and the changeling consuls handled the rest. Nikolai, with your insight check, you, even being a newcomer to the Faithful Few, to some, relatively speaking, you had heard, tales of the First Faithful when you were in Safeguard with your people, and even before the City of Destiny fell. But never really to this level of detail. You find it odd that this man seems to know so much about them. And none of it really sounds questionable either. The way he describes this sequence of events is very systematic, and he sounds almost as if he was there for these events. And Rolland.
Brelikk was.
Oh yeah.
I just whisper over to whoever's near me. If only Brelikk was awake to verify all these. I remember he told us the truth, but now, that memory is long past. These sound accurate, but we need a first-hand account to know if this is really happening.
Even my memory is a bit fuzzy on all the details.
Damn.
And now that Brelick's brain's been bashed in, he might not remember it well.
Awful.
He probably will have to still do, like, it's been quite a
Hey, maybe we can
long
teleport
journey,
Jorma in here. Jorma could tell us.
On your left.
True.
That is true.
On your left.
On your left.
On your left.
The you see that the man's face just kind of, he just pauses for a moment and purses his lips as you hear like a clong 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 in the lab, kind of behind where he's sitting in this darker corner, not illuminated by the light. There's this, what's essentially a wall of darkness. You can hear sound. The metal continues to clank, and it sounds like rhythmic at this point, as if something were approaching from the darkness. And then you see dim lights whir to life, outlining the joints of a humanoid form. You can hear the hissing of tubes detaching from machinery as the clanking continues louder and louder on its approach. And the figure reaches the edge of the darkness. You can see two slitted eyes flare to life.
What have you brought for us, Dr. Aluzad?
This is our boy.
I hate it here.
Well, you see, the faithful few, apparently.
They don't bear any resemblance to my recollection.
Oh, God. Okay, kill me.
This is great!
Oh, this fucking
He
guy.
evolved well.
He's been the same piece of shit since the start. Alright, Bosong, smash him.
Oh boy, it's hammering time.
They
Oh,
are
we just bias
speaking-
against people now?
Yes.
They are speaking with Mr. Zorn on the journey which you and the First Faithful took upon your journey to Sanctum.
So, Zorn's son must have arrived for you to have helped them here.
Indeed, I do not require any sort of blessing to...
And I had thought all this extra flesh was for more test subjects.
We have plenty of cadavers already.
True. There's no need for more.
And you hear another loud clank from another dark corner behind you all. and another dim red light hums to life, revealing another bot, similar in stature and design to the one in front of you. Kind of flanking on both sides. The more red bot in front of you.
I thought it was going to be Alex. I thought Alex got captured. I was going to say, no!
Alex and Kev.
Yeah.
This one you hear from the bot behind you.
So, what is your goal here? Another peacekeeping mission to make good with the Dragon Lords of Forlorn? I'll tell you, the first group of peacekeepers, we were not very successful.
Ooh. It's a reunion.
Matt's overcome with emotion.
Where's Misk? I want to give Misk a nice big hug.
Yeah, that's definitely what you want to give Misk.
Good to see you and your evil plans, robot.
I'm a hero. I'm a goddamn.
Sorry, I BC'd for a second there. I'm back now.
I will say, I think Brelikk actually would have been like, yes, Haven got bombed.
What the fuck? They got fucking.
Perhaps
Fuck
I should
those corrupt
introduce
ass
myself
bitches.
first. I forget that fleshlings desire
Don't call me a
certain social. My name is Peacekeeper. I was part of the first Faithful, the group that journeyed to Sanctum, and was ultimately unsuccessful in stopping the war.
I don't know why, but Jack's voice mod sounds so crisp right now.
It is so good.
Jack's got a good
It's
voice
like
mod.
crispy.
Like it feels like it in a way. It feels natural too, because like I don't know. I feel like back when you were doing it for Negotiator, it wasn't as clear. It also made sense because
There's been a few upgrades.
Yeah, exactly. it feels like an upgrade, which is awesome.
No one in the party is gonna respond to this mother.
Were you addressing to anyone specifically?
Yeah,
I'll say like it's
Wait, hold on.
This is like the peacekeeper I know, right? Like.
Well, yeah, but is it? I'm confused. Is Canon? I thought Canon was talking to his dad off.
I was.
On a side.
No.
No, it was in front of
this is
everyone.
all in one room.
Yeah,
you
so
guys
because Cannon's dad just kind of pulled up a chair and sat.
Oh, okay.
and we
I
kinda,
thought
like,
Cannon and his
leaned.
dad were talking off to the side, and then we got
Yeah.
flanked by the robots, like the rest of us. Okay.
No, we're all here together.
Okay.
I was in a separate room too.
Yeah. I was like, okay, we're getting flanked by these guys. Because I would have been a lot more on guard if we were getting flanked and.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, continue, Kev.
I say, Peacekeeper is it now? It's been a long time. Back since that portal room, correct?
Wait, hold on, Cannon. Oh, wait, out of game. Wait.
Yeah.
How do you
You
know
guys meet?
who? Yeah, you never met me.
You guys never
right?
met.
What?
No, you weren't.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
okay.
Cannon, you're
Rolland, dude.
Zol-
Oh,
Yeah,
Rolland.
yeah, very
Yeah,
good.
Rolland,
When you said
dude.
that, I was like, what are you talking about?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You were Misk.
Oh no, Rolland is Misk.
Oh my god.
Oh, Cannon
No,
just
no.
messed it up.
The only person. Yeah, the only person.
Matt.
So, that's why I don't know. That's why Peacekeeper's asking like who you are
Wouldn't that
because
be
he doesn't
so
he doesn't
funny?
recognize any of you.
You recognize his Brelikk though.
Matt,
He hasn't
you've
seen
never
Brelikk
seen
at
me
the
go to
table
0
yet. He didn't
HP,
look at
have you?
Brelikk.
Oh, is the lick still down?
The lick.
This is actually
Yeah, Brelick's still down.
No, stop. This actual mistake has got me actually got me fucked up right now. Like I don't remember Rolland ever going down. Now it's fucking with me. I swear to God. I swear to fucking God.
Oh no, Cannon, you triggered him. If Rolland is missed, he's
I
gonna
went,
kill
I
you.
went down in the
Dude,
last fight, man.
Dude,
I did.
this is the fight you did. Okay. Did
He's
you?
having a crisis.
Did you? Someone
Yeah.
confirm. Some confirm.
I got tossed into the water across the map.
I think he went down.
Right.
Rolland brought him back. He went down.
That's right. Okay.
But technically, I do have a feature. I do
Dude.
have the half orc resilience feature.
Because here's the thing. It takes a lot for me, like, to be like pushed to the edge of like I'm going to kill a player character. This would have been it. This would have pushed if Brelikk.
He would have just killed Misk on sight.
After lying to me for like this long, and then also like the conflict and everything, and then also because of Bedlam. Are you kidding me? Yes, this would have been the tipping point for me to be like
Rolland you've always known. Anyways.
Oh my god.
No, it's like a scroll. You could have replaced Rolland at any time.
Okay, so I'll rephrase what I said to you. I'll say, Peacekeeper, huh? You were departed from that group back when the last Faithful Few went through those portals, correct?
Correct. We had all
Although
separated.
I think they referred Brelikk. You referred to him by a different name. I look at dead Brelikk.
The unconscious guy on the table.
Brelikk.
Yeah.
Brelikk is here.
I move to the side and Brelikk
And
is
the
like
drone,
behind me.
the drone goes to take a look at Brelikk.
Get this motherfucker wake up. Someone slap him.
Where is the rest of the faithful? Jorma, Misk.
Misk and Jorma. Brelikk says that originally they went through the portals together, but we actually ran into Jorma. They were no longer connected by their pact.
Did
Jorma
Brelikk
has
fulfill his goal of spreading the ashes of Ak.
He did.
Sentimental, but he did not get his payday.
God damn it.
It's.
I don't care.
Brelikk has achieved more than just that. Jorma as well. Jorma has freed the Utali people of the Necronimbus storms. Started rebuilding their presence on their island there. And Brelikk, along with me and, well, some people aren't here anymore, but he retook heritage from an usurper of sorts, and he is now their king. But he's unconscious for days in a battle that took place with his people. The undead.
He will regain his consciousness so long as he stays here. Have you been fighting the undead?
We have. Particularly Forlorn's nasty risen dragons.
I see. You must have grown quite strong. The first time in the mission, when we fought the undead, we were overcome, and an entire platoon died, running across the battlefield, and more, in a cave underground. Even the escort from Haven gave his life to save some of us, to have overcome the undead dragons.
It wasn't easy, and we didn't even finish all of the forces before we left. But it wasn't our battle to finish. We had to trust the troops we left behind to do that while we came here.
Perhaps you have a chance to be successful in your mission then.
You no longer see yourself as part of the faithful.
I never saw myself as part of the faithful to begin with.
Fair enough.
That still lines up, yeah.
This makes sense.
Well, a lot of things from the past seem to be making sense now. Coming together.
What is your ultimate goal? What is the plan to stop the war? As I had asked before, we had tried to make a peace offering. That did not work. Are you to make the same mistakes of the past and attempt a peace offering? Or will you attempt by force?
We're willing to do what we have to do. Whether offer threat or action.
I prefer force.
If Brelikk was awake,
hello, dude.
You don't know what he would say in this moment, but you'd imagine it would be along those lines at this point.
If you were here for diplomacy, I believe we would be having an entirely different conversation, and there would be no need for any kind of evasion or reframing of the question.
Dr. Aluzad, does a strike against the Forlorn leadership affect our research here?
Most assuredly not. We will be continuing to uncover the secrets behind what Monarch learned during her days in the libraries.
Good. Well, a strike against the Forlorn leadership is a strike against Sanctum, and thus, I am happy to see it occur.
Have you actually said what the full extent of your research here is?
I was getting to this. You see, Consul Arnor. He seems to be continuing back from where he left off. His supporters were blocking an important vote within the consulate in Haven. This peacekeeping mission was the vote. But it required Monarch to be brought back to the Kingdom of Sanctum. It was not known that Monarch was in the Kingdom of Haven by any of the other kingdoms. Was well-guarded secret. Monarch found herself in this place when she was captured within the Kingdom of Destiny, in the libraries of Tome. You know this.
Sure.
Monarch was captured from libraries of Tome and taken to Haven. Vough. You have no idea what he's talking about. You don't...
These libraries are in Destiny, right? These libraries of Vough?
Yeah, yeah. You lived in Tome for a long time, and based on the timeline of everything, you feel like you would remember if Monarch was inside of one of the libraries in your town and then was captured. You have no knowledge of this situation. And your mind feels like there's a fog over this information. Like you have this full thought where you don't recall remembering any of this, and then you feel like there's like this fog that settles over your mind, and it doesn't bother you anymore. But it's like there's this itch. Almost feels like you're trying. It's like when you forget something, and then you're trying to remember what it is you forgot, like in the middle of a conversation, and it just keep like you keep wanting to hyperfixate on trying to remember what just happened. The question of the day is, why was Monarch in these libraries? What knowledge did she seek within those texts? These are questions which remained unanswered until I made acquaintance of Dr. Aluzad. He was within Sanctum during Monarch's return to the throne. Before and after. He kind of shakes his head from side to side as he looks to Dr. Aluzad, and he witnessed the knowledge which she acquired. And Dr. Aluzad at this point hisses through his mask.
Tools of war. Constructs. The size of a kingdom. Weapons of mass destruction, undoubtedly. But they were not only metal in their making. A construct of that size could not be powered by any dwarven means. I believe Monarch turned to Vedalken knowledge of the organic in order to find a solution to this problem.
Essentially, what's being said is that Sanctum's making some big...
Sanctum made those metal gears out of using Vedalken technology.
Some big robots. And... well... what, yeah, you could say.
We intend to visit the libraries of Tome in order to learn what Monarch had found, in effort to undo their design when the time comes. As soon as we can locate the libraries, of course, but that is a story for another time. You all have quite the task ahead of you, undoubtedly, if you are to not diplomatically approach the Dragonborn Emperor, Catal.
Wait, Harry, these libraries, when they mean find where they are, do they mean like find like the physical, like they know the general area of it and they can't find the physical location, or they don't even know where it is?
Yeah, it's a weird statement. Do you want to insight it as Khanek?
Yeah, I want to history check it as Khanek.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
thinking Khanek might actually
Yeah.
potentially know something about this.
Yeah. Yeah, so... you know that, within Destiny, there are a few locations which have this hovering magic. They're uprooted from the earth, using what are called navigation spheres. And Tome, especially, is where many important libraries within Destiny are housed. In fact, Tome was almost where the Kingdom of Destiny was, like the capital, so to speak. But then it became, they settled elsewhere, further inland, so that they were further from the borders. The libraries of Tome have such navigation spheres. Basically, they're floating locations that move depending on who is piloting them.
So, you don't think the libraries of Tome were also destroyed when Destiny crashed into the Earth? The ground?
They surely were not. I can say that much.
Vough pipes up, seeming to have further knowledge of this topic.
You know of these libraries, Vough?
I studied in them, yeah. I lived
Let's
there
go.
for the better part of my life.
You lived within the libraries of Tome?
That's what I said.
Tell us all you know about the way to arrive, and we will share our data when we collect it from the libraries.
I don't believe that at all.
His name's Peacekeeper, guys.
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
Yeah. For sure.
He changed for the better, guys. That's why.
Maybe you should scale Rolland's father and Peacekeeper to see what their alignments are.
Oh, that's fair. I will scale them.
Yeah, you should probably do that.
Evil.
So
evil.
I can't wait for Rolland's father to be evil.
Evil. Evil.
Vough, you're the fog laying over your mind. It obscures some things, for sure. Certain specifics that you might otherwise share, but you place your hand over the pendant that you wear. And you feel the libraries of Tome are north.
North.
Is that
big,
like normal?
It's moved.
Yeah.
Is it a floating library?
According to Dr. Aluzad, yes.
Wow. Is exactly as what it is.
I mean, even if I did know, I would need some assurances. What's it to you?
The secrets to destroying the weapons of mass destruction produced by Sanctum. I'm sure it is within all of our interests to know how to destroy them.
Well, if he is looking for a more direct trade, and perhaps knowledge is what he seeks. We seek knowledge, he seeks knowledge. He is in possession of the Matron's Hourglass, Peacekeeper. Perhaps, if you were willing to assist us in locating the libraries of Tome, then I would be inclined to discuss the nature of the artifact you found more in depth.
I'll take the deal, Mike. You probably figure it out on your own.
If Mike tries to figure it out on his own, he might kill all of us by destroying the time stream. Like, we all explode.
But I have Khanek.
Not using it, you know, but like using the spell.
Oh, that's it for sure.
Can I
It's
scale
like the
these
fucking
guys, by the way,
Chronica's
here?
hourglass from Mortal
Yeah, wait,
Kombat.
hold
It's
on.
gonna kill all of us.
Didn't you scale one of them already?
I scaled Doctor or whatever the fuck.
And he's evil.
Oh, you
right?
did?
Yeah,
Okay,
Dr.
yeah,
Owl's
He's
evil.
evil.
Yeah.
I'm more care about Roland's father. And
Right. Yeah.
Right.
There's no like zone of truth here, is there?
I could make one. They might take that as hostile.
Life is the biggest zone of truth of all. All truths are revealed.
But there
in
should be
time.
no secrets between both our sides.
Oh yeah, I was just saying random shit. Don't pay any credence to it. Did you successfully? Sorry.
Oh.
Something just happened on my computer. You go ahead.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if I can trust you. Word around the group is you were scaled.
Scaled
Is
by
he a negotiator? Look.
the
He just looks over
Harbinger's-
it. Yeah.
The Harbinger's scales of Huul. That's what you refer to?
Yes, I don't know how accurate it actually is, but it's all
You
I
gotta
see
go
on
on those
there.
anyway.
It is the only truth.
I can attest
Huul's
to
word is
Ocerus'
the only
accuracy.
truth.
Oh,
The
okay.
scale
Khanek
judged
says it.
me correctly.
Khanek, how much could you tell me about this hourglass, realistically?
Identify! Identify. I'll
doesn't-
use a spell slot to identify it so I can do it immediately.
Yeah.
How big is the hourglass, by the way? Do I have to hold it with two hands?
It's like, that big.
Okay. I take it out of my pocket.
What?
Careful, mortals. You are tampering with knowledge beyond your control.
Interesting.
And the
Evil.
Khanek, as you identify, it kind of like illuminates some of the runes along the top and handles of the hourglass, but all well.
Zoop, zoop.
When
He's holding back, guys.
your identify pushes, it goes, kind of into the hourglass to see its secrets, and you find yourself being forced out.
There's locks on this. They won't let us know.
It doesn't
Well, Mike,
seem
I
to be whatever you get from it, though. It doesn't appear to be an average artifact.
Like, what
This
if I zone of
hourglass,
truth
though.
them and you ask them questions about it?
Yes. It doesn't respond. The
do you mean?
identification.
I thought your magic would work, though.
As did I. However, whoever created this made sure that those who tampered with it could be wary of the consequences.
Oh, wow.
The hourglass is an artifact of great power belonging to Umare. It was never meant to lay in the hands of mortals. Mere magic cannot identify divinity and divine intent.
You need the right technology.
Well, this is something that I'll have to think about.
I think you just pocket it. We're getting nowhere.
Perhaps, Ocerus, you should scale them. Allow divinity to judge upon these newcomers. With
I
so
will
much
scale.
faith in God.
I will scale. I pull up my scale and I scale Cannon's father first.
Yeah,
I bet you'd like that.
you do so.
I heard that's what people do.
It shifts down to the evil side.
And I'll move it to Peacekeeper.
It shifts to evil immediately.
Yeah, I know.
It goes further down.
Arguably, yeah.
This doesn't really help your case.
The scales of Huul mark them exactly how I expected.
Yeah.
I don't know what this reads, right? Like,
And what is the meaning of such conclusions? If you are to do the same to any individual in Forlorn, I can assure you, you will find much of the same.
I don't doubt that at all.
Excellent. So at this point,
You know, it just tends to allow us to understand, possibly if your ways change from the majority. Does not look
Allow
like
me
it.
to negotiate.
okay.
Oh no.
If our goals align, then it does not matter if our judgments are different. You can question the truth of our goals, but I assure you, I am no deceiver.
And when those in Tome don't accept you into their libraries, what will you do?
I am not asking for the consent of those in Tome. We will retrieve the knowledge of the libraries.
Well, I don't know where it is.
Is Vo lying? Or sorry, insight. Peacekeeper insights.
I think it's very obvious that he's lying.
Sorry, robot.
No. Lucky.
Oh,
Boom.
right. He's
Yeah,
got
I put Lucky on Peacekeeper.
what?
Yeah, you know he's lying, but
Well, don't I gotta check?
Yeah, doesn't Mike get to deception?
well, if that's how we want to do it, then yes. Usually it's just
Yeah, he should-
Mike
he should
just
get to deceive.
Actually trying
well,
to
Mike
lie,
just
Mike, or
decides if it's obvious that he's lying or not, but he's already contradicted himself, so
Well, he wants to
gotta
lie,
say.
so you make him. You can
Yeah,
have him
yeah.
roll deception.
roll
He,
deception.
he wants.
He hits it to be so stupid.
Wait, where is it? I have proficiency. I'm so cool.
Uh-huh.
Where's deception? I can't find it. Oh, here we go.
Under D.
12. I'm lying.
I think it would have
The
been better if you
fleshling lies.
It
If you
matters not,
withhold this-
Peacekeeper. We can certainly discuss it with him at a later date. It is not, urgent that we acquire the information now, I suppose. Besides, it seems as though their crusade takes them elsewhere. To the Emperor Catal. I do not
Yes.
know if they can be convinced to abandon such a cause.
Yes, this is a perfect segue. We seem to have been getting off task with the current mission here. Refocusing. How exactly are you going to help us get to this Emperor? Are you helping us? I seem to be lacking understanding of the point of this meeting. It seems we have...
Oh, no, I was going to check that.
I assumed we were all in on Roland's father with this meeting, that Rolland could leverage his familial connection.
Roland's father shifts in his chair and then stands. I said nothing of the sort of helping you accomplish this goal. But if you hold information regarding the libraries of Tom, it is in our best interest to either change your minds or help you succeed in this task. Of course, if we are to offer our assistance in this, there would need to be assurances of success. It would not be a mission you could fail.
You don't want to reveal your hand and be killed yourself by helping usurpers. Very logical.
Correct.
Of course.
Well, let me just gauge the room here. You don't want to die, and helping us, understandable. Clearly, diplomacy does not work, as my fellow Harbinger has bitten the dust, it seems. So diplomacy's off the table, and therefore, talking to you, you seem, no offense, at this point, I don't think I need to scale to see a bit of a coward. So, Vough, are we willing to trade this information? Are you willing to sacrifice this library?
I'm gonna give you a maybe.
Alright, so it looks like that's off the table as well. So, if you have nothing to help us take down the king or this emperor, then I'm assuming we'll be on our way. Is everyone in agreement with us? I have like I said, I have
We'll
a
have
tight
to
schedule.
fight our way through the entirety of Forlorn if we have no way of sneaking up to the Emperor.
You want to
Oh,
listen
might
to your
not.
pointy-headed friend, Harbinger. You do not seem to understand your situation.
I seem to understand the situation very well. We're currently in a shakedown. We're being pushed. We were brought here for...
By Roland's father, no less.
We were here to unite Rolland with his beloved father, and now we are being shooken down by this coward and his associates for information regarding clearly a plan that goes against all moral compasses of most likely most
The
of those
man who
people
calls
here.
other cowards is hiding behind his own shadow. I do not
I would be happy to
see-
slay you right here, sir. I hold no
Good
acquaintance.
sir.
Hey, we're guests in this house. What is happening?
Would you like them to murder all your friends in Tome?
No, that's why I'm not giving up the information.
Well, then stop trying to defend them.
There is no intent to do harm unto the people of Tom, and there is no intent to kill them if they should deny us access. There are many more ways to obtain the information once close enough to the site of the floating library.
Wait, hold on. Evad, you said you wanted me to come here, that it wasn't for altruistic purposes, and yet you didn't want this information about the library until you was here.
Correct.
So why else did you bring me here?
That is what I was getting at.
It is to assist us in acquiring the knowledge within the library. We did not know that your friend here had such knowledge. We were to find it going forward. This was part of the task at hand. Once we were to find it, you were to attend our company in acquiring the information and proceeding as necessary, more likely toward the kingdom of Sanctum. This is the reason I felt as though, given the Faithful Few's reputation of attempting to do the greater good despite moral differences. That we were aligned in such capacity, and we were to show you that this was our intent as well, then you would see that perhaps it was the correct course. Now, I did not know that you were here to attempt diplomacy with the Emperor Ketal, or lack thereof. This much was not
Not that
known.
we expected it to work, but, you know. Always good to offer.
If you are to ask me, he looks to Ocerus. Do not believe diplomatic or confrontational approach. Regardless, approaching the Emperor Ketal is impossible. And if you were to somehow find yourself in the chamber with Emperor Ketal, suicide. If you are lucky, you are brought back and find yourself living a life beyond death. But I do not see the plan as very sound.
Then what would you suggest? We were quite confident in decapitating the head of the Emperor.
He is a strong word. That was the course of action, and we're planning to take that. I question
Even
this.
before... Sorry, Ocerus, but even before your arrival, we had already felt we could destroy the Emperor, even with Brelick's passing. But now, with Brelikk and the Harbinger, there is no chance for the Emperor Ketal to survive.
I believe. Sorry. I believe that your ambition is very commendable. Bravery is. To retain your bravery for so long, up to your journey here to Forlorn. It is quite remarkable. However, it is and he looks down a little bit. The Red Citadel is an impregnable place.
No teleportation magic to reach there?
No.
Hit a swap over for that.
Fuck. This seems to be all a bit confusing to me. If your plan was to have us go to this library, why not just send us a message? Tell us to meet somewhere. Why into this city, facing certain death to enter, to have us meet you? Couldn't we have rendezvoused at a local cafe of some sort and headed out from there? This seems a lot of complications. Now, I understand that this information can help destroy weapons of mass destruction and all these things and yada yada. Now, as the eyes of Huul have shown me and my scales have seen, clearly we have different paths. Granted, we might have the same goal for now, yet I do not think helping you achieve this information is going to generally lead us into the best solution.
I have a compromise, Harbinger. How about if you are successful in your journey of destroying the Emperor, bring this.
And I detach a like glowing orb.
Sure.
Go to the library yourself, since you do not trust us to be there. But bring this orb with you. It will scan information for us to obtain. You worry about the safety of the denizens of the library. However, we merely want the information. And if you journey there, you may as well discover very important things. I would only ask that you bring this with you, so that we may also know everything that is in there.
I was a little worried. I'm worried about the patrons. Don't get me wrong, but I'm also worried that the information provided to you will provide dangers in the future. Now, of course, I could, bring a message from your hands to Prince Anodyne and speak it over with him, but just gauging on my own actions here, I'm assuming that that would not go over too well.
Things change quickly in this world, Harbinger. When we were first sent out, Prince Anodyne did not have the lust for war until he saw his people were destroyed.
And he still has no lust for war. Let me correct you there. There is still no lust for war. This is a diplomatic mission.
So was ours. Did you know I was once named negotiator? It was all diplomacy. Until it took conflict to arise.
And I'm sure you were great at it. You have a very kind face.
Once you see what Sanctum has created, you may come to regret your decision to not act sooner. As I said, things change quickly.
Let's take the orb. If we don't want to bring it in, we don't have to. Sure, as we work here, we'll have more time to get to know each other better.
I will take his orb.
Okay.
All right, negotiator hands you this glowing red, orb.
Can add a glowing red orb to your inventory.
Sure.
Do not be deceived by appearances. I can assure you that while Peacekeeper here does not have the most pleasant demeanor and appearance and social interaction, he has he's aligned with our goals, which are that of the greater good. Now, whether you choose to believe that or not is not truly my concern. Just know that you may find yourself reconsidering.
I'll make sure to take a note. Now, as I look to the faithful few, the actual faithful few, not this fake reject.
Wow.
So is our next course of action to slay this king, this emperor, or do we go to this library?
We'll have to find a way to escape this through the city first.
It seems as if the information I put air quotes on it, our friends here are telling us, it seems that is not the mission that seems very fruitful. Now,
it seems like their goals are more oriented towards Sanctum, but we're in the kingdom of Forlorn. Our closest goal would be to simply kill the Emperor.
Yes, but it seems as if that is a out of reach task right now. Now, if we
You don't believe yourself strong enough to slay the Emperor Catal?
It's the whole reason we came here. You're just gonna back down?
I feel confident, Ocerus, that with you here, and the addition of Bosong, and the continued survival of Brelikk, that Catal stands no chance against such formidable opposition.
And what is your plan to get into the city, into the heap? They just said it.
Well, I would have
no
perhaps
teleportation
loved to hear what they
magic.
say, but it seems we can't cut a deal with them for that. So.
Are there any other
figure-
chairs in the lab?
Yeah. There's the one that he was sitting in before as well.
Yeah, okay, Bosong's gonna go sit down.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll leave the talking to the main characters.
And it seems that there's no way in, and they're not willing to provide us any way in there unless we can guarantee its success. And even then, that's questionable, it seems.
Your Harbinger friend seems to give up rather easily. Pointy-headed one. It is not my wish for you all to undertake this crusade. If you are going to do it, regardless of our warnings, then there are perhaps certain measures that can be taken in order to help you succeed, or at least gain access to the Red Citadel. Without access, there is little that can be done.
You wouldn't happen to have a key, would you?
It is not so simple, Genasi.
No.
There are a great many Dragonborn Royal Guard stationed all along up to the top of the Citadel, down at the base and at the top.
All right, guys, we're doing a fighting tower mode in a fighting game right now.
True.
We gotta fight through every level of these Dragonborn.
Siege mission.
Well, okay. So,
I'm playing the wrong character for a siege. Feels bad.
But there are other methods. I do not believe Dr. Aluzad has any implements for such a situation. The Dwarven Cube, which we were in possession of not too long ago, it was since left the laboratory, and we do not... it cannot be used to house you all portably to bring you into the Red Citadel. So, what I see as solution is, well, it will require my direct intervention.
And that would allow us to.
As I said before, but did not receive. He turns to you, Rolland. I did not drag my corpse out of the slums to throw what has been established and built on something that I do not believe in to be a fruitful endeavor, a worthwhile investment. For all intents and purposes, it is a poor strategy that we are employing. If I am to assist you directly in gaining access to the Red Citadel, I must have your assurance that you will succeed in this task.
I was prepared to do this before meeting you. I was prepared to find a way into the Red Citadel. Yes, you could make my life easier, but I was planning on doing it without you. It's less that I can guarantee it, and more that I know it needs to be done. And so I will.
He studies you for a moment and kind of pushes out his lower lip and nods. The dungeons of Forlorn lie on the bottommost level of the Red Citadel. Prisoners are brought in and out on a weekly basis. I could forge documentation and arrange for you and your faithful few to be brought in with the next transport. But you will not be walking through the doors of the Red Citadel. They do not allow such things. You must be sufficiently incapacitated to avoid suspicion. Or altogether...
How do you suggest we regain our capacitation? Once in.
Well, it can be applied temporarily to your bodies in order to pass through the front doors. Past that, this is how you regain your capacitation. From the dungeons, you can move your way up the citadel to the top. And there is a lift which you can use to help expedite this process. Should you make it to the top, you will find Emperor Catel's chambers and his advisors. This is what I can do. Should you find this idea, proposal, not your liking, suppose you can try to find a way of your own, as you say. But I find your odds much more likely if you are at least within the citadel before.
Already snuck in that way. I'll have any issues with this. It seems viable.
So are we trying to slow down their power here? Like, what is, like, killing them's not, we can't, like, put in our own, like, government officials, you know? So, like...
In Forlorn? Oh, I
Yeah.
see what you're saying.
I'm asking out of game, like... I know
No,
our
Will,
goal
we're
is to,
doing a
like-
Star Wars. We kill Palpatine, the Empire collapses, and we win. We're the
Is that-
heroes.
okay, I'm like, is that the plan, or is that, because, like, I know that was, like, our plan coming in, but I thought, like, people... I didn't know people were as, like, gung-ho about this plan as like we are. I thought it was more like that was the plan, and then we'll see what happens when we got in and then adjust. But it seems like that is the plan.
Yeah.
Nobody's said otherwise so far, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was saying like the potential.
Pulling a
Was
Star
this-
Wars here, buddy.
Because I'm trying to understand out of game. Like, is this library? Is this library like idea that they have? Is this like an alternate?
They have a true ending.
So I think
we're looking at
this
the mission
is-
slider difficulty right now.
I think this
It's not even
is...
difficulty. I'm just trying to understand, like, is this another option that we can do that's going to lead to an outcome that deals with Forlorn, or is this like... I'm just trying to, like, gauge it.
I think I might have confused you with characterization. Basically, I don't want you to choose, like, the option that metagames you to the... Like, he thinks it's doubtful that you'll succeed because he's him. You know? So, like, he's saying these things because of his perspective of the situation.
Yeah,
But in reality, Will, we are so powerful.
You
we
guys
will
have
shit stomp
you
this
guys
guy.
have come in like guns blazing, ready to kill, and he's basically saying that might not work, or he's
I
very
don't doubt that.
doubtful, and that's specific to him. That's not the DM trying to signal to you that you should try something else. Now it does seem like they are working on something else. If your character thinks that, it really comes down to what his motivations are, or the group's motivations.
Yeah, I know
Everyone wants to kill, boys.
I think
Get 'em,
like, I
boys.
don't doubt that we can like kill them. I'm just trying to like think of like what the goal, because like when
You imagine that
Brelik's
these
land-
NPCs will be here still, regardless of the outcome. Well,
Yeah.
Unless you guys lose, then
Well,
Everard,
yeah.
Everard might be killed,
like,
but
on a more grander scale, like if we kill one dragon, does another one just replace it with the same motive?
Well, yeah, because I'm trying to, because we went to Brelik's land. Like the goal when we went to like went to where Brelikk was
I can't tell you that.
like we murk that guy, but we had a plan. Like we kill that guy, Brelikk retains the throne, and now has all the power, and now we're good. This one, I'm not so sure that like just killing the leader is like.
So think of it this way: there's only
everything.
so many Dragonborn that exist. Remember, there's not infinite Dragonborn. The Dragonborn are named people.
Yeah,
If
I
we
think
kill
like,
all of them.
You want to make a history check on that? Yeah.
I
Can I
think
history
it
check
like,
this?
I'm fine with the plan of
How
going
many
in and
Dragonborn are there?
murking the guy. I just wanted to know if.
Yeah,
there was,
yeah.
like,
Get a vibe check. Yeah.
I was just getting a vibe
It's a
check.
rough
for everyone
estimate of
else.
amount of Dragonborn there are.
Yeah.
The main thing is that their necromancer is the guy we actually want to kill.
No, I know that. I was trying to gauge if like if we were all still in on that plan of just going in there and killing the guy, or if we wanted to try this other like task line that might lead to something else.
Yeah.
But if we're all gung ho on killing him, then sure.
Hey, Cannon. Random question from before out of character, but were you you mentioned something about enemies to the north and then people to the east as well. That was not about Safeguard. That was about Forlorn, right? When you were talking about that.
Yeah, I was saying from Forlorn's
Okay.
perspective, they were
Okay.
sending out troops.
It's because it would have opened up a whole different conversation topic, I think. But it's never mind.
I mean, I'm curious, but you know, that's not.
Yeah, enemies to the east, like Brelikk, or not Brelikk, sorry, like fucking Bedlam, who's joining the war to fuck with Safeguard and invading from the east.
Yeah, this is a very. The point out of character of this conversation is to exposition a lot of what's going on in the world and
I believe
help
in plot protection. From
Yeah.
Harry.
Khanek.
I don't think Harry's gonna like fuck us over with a level of realism where it's like we go.
I don't think Harry's gonna make it so we waltz into the Dragonborn lair and then he says die and then we all explode.
Hey, but what if I did though? Okay, Khanek.
That would be so funny.
You guys.
That would be the greatest Awad D&D moment like ever, where he's like, "Yeah, what the fuck do you guys think was gonna happen?"
And then I
he
go,
walked into the Dragon
and that's
King.
the tragedy of war. And then I hang up the phone. Then I hang up the call. Okay, so
That'd be the greatest Awad moment ever.
Khanek, in your assessment of how possible this really is, you start to think about the Dragonborn lineage and how it has been.
Because my assumption was that there's only so many Dragonborn, like there's probably less than 20, and we've killed like 5 of them already. So if we just kill another 15 Dragonborn, and including the strongest ones, they're fucked, right?
The truth is of the histories is that the number of Dragonborn remaining is undocumented. However, there have been many rumors, like seeing a Dragonborn is like a very rare thing. I tried to make that like a really important thing when you guys met Mulka and Cistern. They're like basically an endangered species.
Only Parker's character was here to tell us.
Yeah.
I know.
And
Not Ak, the Dragonborn.
Ak. Oh, that one, yeah.
Yeah. I need him to say on your left while we're fighting the Dragon Emperor, and he joins the call.
But based on your own estimation, like your own summary, your own conclusions of the various,
which is super accurate, by the way.
the various texts that you've read and from what you've heard in the real world and your own observations, most importantly, your own observations of their
My own machinations and brain.
your own your own assessment of their nature in the world and their position in the world is that there can't be more than you don't imagine they're in the triple digits. You imagine that they're somewhere in the double digits, and it's probably the low double digits. From what you've heard, most of
Guys,
Forlorn
my personal estimate is there's like 20 Dragonborn, and we've killed a quarter of them.
Most of Forlorn is reborn. Like, that's what it is now. Now, the governing are Dragonborn.
And they're pussies, guys.
And
guys,
Okay, so we systematically kill every single governing.
We just no diff. Genocide, no diff. We kill these fuckers.
Killing the Dragonborn that you did in the battlefield very recently was obviously very unexpected. Like, they were carrying some serious stuff, with that hourglass.
Yeah, they had the fucking hourglass. Like, this is like a god-level Dragonborn. Guys,
you noticed one of them was a reborn Dragonborn. So while there are fewer Dragonborn remaining, it would appear as though they are using necromancy on their own kind now, which is a huge ideological.
Wait, isn't that a huge taboo? That was like illegal, right?
Yeah, that's like an ideological shift for the Dragonborn, because they never used and yeah, I believe you touched on that with Mulka a bit in your when he was monologuing and you were talking to him.
Yeah, he said we don't use necromancy.
We don't use necromancy on the Dragonborn. However, your experiences on the battlefield tell you different now. You don't deny...
Guys, they're literally so desperate.
You don't deny what Mulka told you either. Like, he seemed to vehemently, believe that was wrong. And part of you wonders why he was off in this side lane land all by himself in the first place anyway.
Well, Ka is going to help us fight against the Dragon King, guys.
So,
couple get us in the palace.
I guess. Is this plan acceptable?
It's the only one we got.
What's his plan? What's it like in layman's terms?
We have Dr. Eluzad here. Incapacitate you.
Oh, no.
I coordinate for Forlornian officials to take you into the dungeons of the Red Citadel, and from there the incapacitation wears off as per Dr. Eluzad's prescription, and then you work your way from there. This is what I can offer.
I like it.
Oh, this plan sucks. We're putting our faith in fucking these guys that we don't know who are fucking evil fucks.
You hate these guys.
I have to put my life. I have to be incapacitated and have them transport us and trust
your life
that they're
in
not...
negotiators' hands.
Yeah, this is a fucked plan.
What else do we have though?
Not do this plan and do a different one.
All right, what's the different plan, Ocerus?
All right, what's the different plan? Yeah.
Go off, King.
We fucking find our way in a different way. We just go walk and try to scout our way in. Are you guys telling me your guys' characters are good with this? I know out of game we're okay with this, but you're telling me in game.
In game, my character thinks that
okay, not you. I don't care about you. I don't care about you. I don't care about you.
My character's feeling a little self-destructive right now.
Perhaps.
Fuck it, we ball. Will, you're in a party of fuck it, we ball people, bro.
I mean that seriously, by the way.
He notes the he notes the hesitance in your expression, Ocerus, and he looks to you and says, "You should know, Harbinger. You're the member of your order. He did not actually make it into the city. He was stopped at the gate. this is the difficulty we are dealing with here. If you are to leave this manor, you are to need to remain unseen by any of the inhabitants. If a reborn sees you, they are likely to report you to officials. Or risk punishment, as punishment in Forlorn is not delivered in death, it is delivered in much worse facets.
Probably undead slavery or some shit.
He offers you a knowing look.
These dragonborn.
I would not relish in the idea of this method of entry for myself in your position either.
I say we do it.
Vough looks excitedly to the rest of the party.
I'm willing to do it. I want this over with.
The song is currently asleep in the chair.
He's in. But what'll happen to my stuff?
Bosong will take it.
Brelik's still asleep, don't worry.
No, he has the hourglass that they can yoink off of him because they want it really bad. This is another reason why I don't like this plan at all.
Terms of your positions. He looks over to Dr. Aluzad.
The bag of holding time, gentlemen?
Well, it is possible for me to transport your items to you once you're inside. Through magical means.
Yeah, fuck this.
What else are we gonna do?
I don't know, man. Anything else?
Ocerus, I hope you enjoy dying like your fellow Harbinger did.
Go to a
outside the city
different
gates.
Let's just not go here.
And kills them if they don't cooperate.
Bro, let's just avoid the plot. God damn it, Will.
Find a different
Sometimes
alternative.
you gotta be in a shit situation.
What if I just use the hourglass right now?
This is the DM's job, is put us in a situation.
Put the hourglass away, Genasi.
I don't know.
Sometimes you just gotta bend over, okay?
We're
Let the DM fuck you a
basically
bit.
we're putting our lives and then giving them basically a free reign over the hourglass that they want.
Sometimes
that
you have to let
clearly
the
has,
DM
like-
tickle your balls a bit, okay? It is what it is.
Yeah, we kind of let him tickle our balls.
Yeah, let the DM tickle your balls.
Exert your agency here, you're wrong.
This is a good old moment of sacrificing your character's ideals in terms of progressing the plot.
This is what
Ducks
the
in
DM has
it.
prepared for me.
Which ideal is this,
Ocerus not wanting to compromise. That's the ideal.
Sorry, I mean, Ocerus not wanting to compromise.
It's not wanting to compromise. You're just dumb if your character doesn't give a shit about basically putting your life in the hands of three people who are known evil, who we don't know very well, and want one of an item that Mike has
My
on
character's
him
dumb for wanting to go on
destroys
this
the face
journey
of time.
altogether. If he was a smart man, he would just sit at home and let this shit mull over and enjoy his life.
All right, not
Inherently
you.
dumb for
I'm
doing
talking
this
to
shit.
the other people. I'm talking mostly to Cannon.
Okay,
Who's-
okay.
Roland's dumb for doing this. He should just sit and safeguard. And yeah, like everyone's dumb for doing this shit.
No, there's
Like
a
what
difference
it
between
is.
being dumb and going on the journey and being dumb and like putting everything on the line for just no reason, other than the fact that we want to progress the story.
What's wrong, Will? You don't want to
Okay.
get on Mr. DeLuca's wild ride?
Well, the
fine
problem
with it,
is,
but-
what's your other solution though? You just keep saying, "Well, let's just find another way." What you have to like say what the actual other way is. That isn't.
The other solution is
your
going to the library and bailing out of this quest.
I don't think that's gonna help us stop Forlorn. So I don't think that's a solution that works.
I don't know if it will, but is stopping Forlorn right now the
that's
biggest
Jack saying
need?
that.
I don't know.
I've scared Will.
Stopping Forlorn does matter because if they're slowly being okay
I know
with
it
using
matters,
necromancy on their own,
but-
no. It's also it matters within a time frame because they're trying to revive their fucking dragon lords right now. So we don't stop them now. They come back with fucking Tiamat, the undead dragon lord, and they fuck us. You know that'd be unfortunate.
Whatever, fuck it, whatever. Just do it. I don't give a fuck.
Will brought in Ocerus for one session.
This is a
and he's
classic
attached.
Will moment.
This is a
This
classic
said
Will
it.
moment,
This
dude.
is actually such a
This
classic
said
Will
it.
moment.
Like, Will, it's not that we're disagreeing with you, but it's like you can't even like offer an alternative, and we do have valid.
I
reasons
can't
to
offer an
say-
alternative. You just don't like the alternative.
No, your alternative. We're saying your alternative isn't a real solution.
It's another potential plot we could do.
But how does it stop Forlorn like within the time constraint?
I'm sure there's another. We could always stop Forlorn in the future. I'm sure there's other things that we.
I
could
feel
do.
like
Okay,
there
so
is
wait,
a
wait.
bit
So
of a
instead of
time
answering Jack's question, you just deflected it. Like that's not the point of the conversation we're having here. Can you actually
How can
stand
we
on the same
stop
ground as us?
Forlorn? All right, never mind. Fuck it. Whatever. Just send it. I don't give a fuck.
No, Will, you should answer like.
No,
the
I just don't
question.
care. Cannon's getting in this like fucking aggressive ass bullshit. I'm not.
Yeah,
doing this. I don't
I'm
wanna do it.
simply asking you to actually converse in the same conversation.
I'm saying if we want to send it and we don't care about what our characters actually care about and think about, I'm fine sending it. But I'm telling you, this my character would go against this, and I feel like everyone else's characters besides Jack would also want to go against this, but we're just not doing that because we don't care, and we just want to continue the plot. Can you honestly tell me that your character would be fine putting your hands in 3 confirmed evil people's hands that you don't know very well, and also Mike has an item that can control space and time that they clearly want, that they've asked multiple times about taking from us, and then we're giving them potentially that item as we're incapacitated and hoping that they just come through with this plan, that they're actually going to follow through on this. We have no agency over what happens here.
Okay, like yes, but our goal when coming here was like
No. Answer my question though. Would your character allow for that to happen?
Well, you can't make that decision in isolation. That has to be compared to what other option you have. When you make a decision, it's not just I sit there and I don't do anything. It's I can choose this or I can choose the other thing.
Right.
So then
It's
now
like-
the question is, what is the other
your-
choice here?
If your goal was going into a concert, let's say that your goal is going into a concert, and it's
No, I
like,
don't want an analogy. I just need
What
this
if we
to be
just like
compared
take
to
a
this.
day
Hold on.
to try to figure out something else? Because we don't know all the possibilities right now.
Yeah, how about
all we
we
have is
just
just
take
one.
it-
We're basically like,
sleep on
okay,
it.
our goal was to do this thing, and I was like, okay, yeah, we achieve our goal, but also you lose, you also lost your wallet and all your credit cards at the same time.
No, I know, but Will, what's the other? Like you again, you have to give us another thing here. Right now, I don't see what.
Well, what
the
if we
other-
just go and try to find one?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like no, that's
other
what I mean.
option
You have to
would
say
be
like,
to-
okay, well, let's
Well, he
figure
said the
something
other
else
option
out.
was like trying to work our way through the fucking towers.
Yeah, so do you want to work through the gates? Because you can make that proposal in character, and I think that's like fine. You know, people might agree with that. But
I
you have
already
to- you
said
have to-
that. I said that previously that we should I
then-
don't want
then
to
have the party vote
do
on it.
this thing. Like I said that a while
then have
back. Like
Okay, then have the party vote on it. Ask them like, hey, I don't want to do this, guys. Can we vote on like doing this other thing?
Like if we're guaranteeing that none of this is, if we're not going to get fucked over for it, whatever. Like it doesn't matter.
We can't. Well, I don't think we can guarantee that we
There
don't
is
get
no
fucked over.
guarantee.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, if your character doesn't want to do this, you should make it like in character very clear. I refuse to do this, guys. Let's just fight through the city gates because that's the only way we're gonna get us through right now. Or like, you know, the other thing is like, you're not if your character's not concerned about doing this immediately, you can say, oh hey, I don't think it's as big of a deal immediately, and then I can say, oh, I do think it's a big deal because you know we've seen that they're trying to revive their dudes, so I feel like you know stopping them quickly matters. Like, you know, I think they're presented in these ways.
Do we ever identify the other loot we got off the Dragonborn? Because I know there was the hourglass.
Not a question. Fuck you.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Like,
You're so in character right now, David.
I've got this chalice. It's got a name attached to it. I don't know what it does.
Yeah, that's another item that you grabbed.
And then
Boom.
someone
It
grabbed
has
like
not been
Echo's like
identified yet.
scarf or some shit. I don't know.
Here's the thing. I'm fine with like taking another day to like scout out options, like look at the gate. How well do we think it's applied compared to the battles we fought before? I
Yeah.
think that
Yeah, we don't have
combat-wise,
to-
like it's like we can make it a guess that it's going to be a lot more difficult that way. but I'm fine with actually going in character to see it. The issue is that we actually don't have free will to roam a city, because if a reborn spots like a living person, then, like they said, like that we're gonna get it's like a stealth mission entire city.
Which here's the thing, there are magical means to help you all.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of all of the different methods, but
like they would have greater invisibility.
like even invisibility or dimension door. There's a lot of
the problem
things
is
that might
a lot of ways going through Forlorn is that they detect the living. It's not just like, let's say a polymorph, like they would still detect that like there's a living creature. The problem is like their detection is more based on living. So even like things like invisibility, it's like I would assume they have defenses against.
That's we can ask in character. We can like ask my dad, be like, "Hey, what kind of like detection do they have?"
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we should ask this stuff in character.
Right? Yeah.
I don't.
Sometimes it is a matter of discussion. You know, can be figured out, even if it feels like a long
I think
conversation.
Like I think it's fine to be like, "Oh, this idea sucks," but like, yeah, we definitely have to like talk about the alternative, because I'm fine going.
Right.
It's just that I think all of our evaluations wasn't being said there.
All right, go for it. Start it off, Rolland. Start it off,
okay.
Rolland.
Okay, fine. Sure. I'll say like, I don't completely disagree with the Harbinger's hesitation. You know, forgive me. We've just met you. How does, and may I ask, the city's detection? You said if we were reborn were to spot us, that we would probably be flagged down fairly immediately.
Correct.
Do you know of methods to hide our presence besides complete incapacitation? Does invisibility work? I mean, you know, we don't know. Even if we get into the palace, escape would also be part of our exit strategy. We want to know our options.
Is for detection. Yes, Reborn will see you. Assuming Reborn see you, they will report it, more than likely. For Dragonborn, it is not a matter of sight. They are able to smell the living. They have keen sense. It sticks out in... overtakes permeating smell of decay. Sticks out, in other words.
So all it takes is covering us in dead bodies. And we can sneak through.
Smell and sound. Dr. Eluzad has found for himself a method by which to obscure the heart rate, the heartbeat to a Dragonborn. Assuming you are invisible, out of sight. And also implemented a device which allowed your heartbeat to be undetectable. And, as you say, covered yourself in the decaying flesh of cadavers. Then you can... it is possible you can enter without incapacitation, yes. It would have to be during a prisoner transport, but you would not need to be in sight of it. These are additional ways of avoiding detection. However, I do think that these additional ways are
more prone to something going wrong. Sooner than you would like. As for the Citadel itself, flying to the tippy top does it is also a questionable strategy. At this point, he seems like he's trying to brainstorm what other information you might be looking for in terms of approach. There are the Royal Dragonborn Guard who are stationed around the balconies surrounding the Citadel all the way to the top. Kind of squints at all of you.
It's not just getting there. Well, it's getting there, getting in, getting up, and then you'd still have a fight left over. The throne room itself.
Correct.
Honestly, the more you talk, the more I just want to go home.
Where is home for you, Genasi? Is this Tome you spoke
Back in
of?
Tome, yeah. But I don't know.
Not with your sister at the forge, Bo.
Why do you believe the information at the library?
Sorry, your mic's a little low, Cannon.
Oh shit. I said, why do you believe the information at this library would help you complete this goal? Are you not worried about how long it will take you just to start?
Is this to me or to Alazar?
Alazar.
Oh. Sorry, I'm not quite sure I understand your question.
You said you don't wish to fight the rulers of Forlorn head-on, that it is a high likelihood of death.
Undoubtedly.
But so you believe that pursuing this library is a better course of action towards the same end. Is that correct? Or are they unrelated?
We believe that the Kingdom of Sanctum and their goals are of higher importance and needing to be addressed than that of the Kingdom of Forlorn. This is...
What would that be?
Forlorn is sending armies of the dead across the continent as we speak. If you wait too long, there might not be much of anything to fight for.
The undeath which the Dragonborn provide the dead of Rapture does not concern me. The borders of Forlorn and its kingdom are rather unmoving. The most recent progression in time has been the fall of Destiny. But I do not see that as a net evil. So he's saying that Sanctum is of higher priority, and then Will asked why, and I guess he's saying it's because
they don't care about Forlorn.
The undeath aspect of Forlorn, the morality of what is being described does not bother them, nor does the kingdom's expansion. Evidently.
Why are you able to sit so high up in Forlorn with research and plans like this? If, well, arguably it'd be detrimental.
I still had the voice changer, my bad.
If arguably it'd be detrimental to. They give you land, resources, freedom. Do you just remain undetected? Is that the only reason?
Say again out of character?
So basically, I was like, you have like this nice place, this land, this freedom that Forlorn is giving you. This guy's a government official. Why? What are you providing them when you seem to be putting so much effort into something that doesn't help them?
They do not know of this laboratory which you stand within. This independent research does not concern the governing forces of Forlorn. As for the services I have provided, kind of eyes you. Well, I've done many things for the government of Forlorn. My current position is that of a military strategist within the government, serving under Parzur.
So you have special permissions to enter and exit the Citadel?
That is correct.
Say perhaps we could make ourselves invisible, cover ourselves in flesh, mask our scent. What's stopping us from following you right into the throne room?
And you see his expression change. He's to be a little taken aback by that question. Well, that would require a direct escort. Sorry, I'm talking. That would require direct escort from myself.
It would. But if we're successful, then I don't think you'd have much repercussion to worry about.
Kind of just hangs in the silence a little bit. And he thinks, looking at you for a very long time. Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Damn, anyone have an inspiration?
And if anyone wants to try and assist in this specific persuasion check, they can chime in with something and maybe I can give advantage.
This is when Bo swoops in. He's like, yeah, if you do that, library time.
Yeah, if you do that, library time.
The man, yeah, I was gonna say, is that deception?
No, I'm not saying that.
All right, then just regular persuasion.
Mother of God, do I have?
You see a deeper look in his eyes as he watches you make these I guess you could call them
requests.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me. Okay. Not bad.
Dude, you have
I'll
really
take a
high
19.
persuasion.
I do have really high
Got a
persuasion.
5, bro. Okay.
I have a plus 14. Yummers. Don't look at that 5, Harry. It's a 19.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I understand. I'm not doing that. Don't worry. I think. Well, you see, he shifts a bit as he considers this proposal. His eyes dropping from you, and you can see, for all that he is, and for all that you've uncovered him to be so far, from your estimation of him, there does seem to be something deeper with this man, in that he cursory mentioned how he isn't exactly proud of what he's become.
Mm-hmm.
And as you watch him, you feel in this moment, he can feel you feeling in this moment that this is almost like an opportunity for him to set things right if he so chose.
Yeah, definitely.
It would require putting everything on the line.
Yeah.
It feels like too many lifetimes have passed. Between when you were born to where we are now. Were your mother here? Perhaps things may have turned out different for both you and I.
Maybe. I'll also throw in that if we succeed, Safeguard has been providing a great deal of service to the people of, to the Bedlam people. I can not speak for Vough, but I'll offer my leverage in your negotiations for the access to the library.
He nods, but you don't think his head. He's listening in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
It seems you've put him on his mind on a specific track as he continues to kind of stare forward past you. He looks almost confused after he mentioned your mother. And you see what looks like a flicker of humanity in his eyes.
I will take you through the gates to the Red Citadel. And to the top, to the Emperor's chambers. For the bond of blood.
Rolland pauses. He'll extend a hand out for a shake and meet eyes with him.
He'll kind of sweep his shoulder cape to the side with his left arm, sweeping it off his right, and he raises his right arm to meet your handshake, and as you grip, you can feel the lack of function and the brokenness of it as the weight kind of hangs in your grip. And he raises it up and down with his good arm, and he lets it fall back to his side, covering it once again with the cape. It is settled then. And as he says that with a very distant look in his eyes.
I'm sorry, this isn't like some CIA radio wave coming through the walls or something activating Roland's dad.
You don't know.
Yeah, it's Rolland just using divine fucking bullshit for it.
See, all we had to do was play this like a Bethesda RPG and exhaust all the dialogue options, and we got a good outcome.
Nepotism, hooray!
Pog. This is why I support nepotism.
Everard, you cannot mean to strike a deal with these faithful few to accomplish a task which we have discussed to be fruitless.
And Everard, without addressing Aluzad directly, holds up his good hand as if to silence him. You follow my lead. Shit. You follow my lead, Dr. Aluzad. Not the other way around. If their course is to usurp the Emperor Catal, cut off his head, then we are to help them in succeeding this task. Especially if we are to find said libraries which we hold so dear and the knowledge within. The search will be far simpler if we are to buy some good faith with the faithful few. Aluzad looks to negotiate peacekeeper and it seems almost like the hierarchy trickled down to peacekeeper, and Aluzad says,
well, then I believe our goals have temporarily changed. Perhaps our research is put on a brief hold.
Hopefully the hold proves fruitful.
Indeed. In the meantime, I suppose I will uphold my word given to you before of assisting you with your fallen companion. Peacekeeper and I here will do our best to see him back to good health.
I appreciate that.
As for you all trekking through the wastes of the Red Ring, it does not, I encourage you all to take a rest for your bodies and minds for the task that is to come upon entering the Red Citadel.
Yes.
And
perhaps there's supplies to be found here. Something. That was it. That was all, yeah.
Yes, of course, we can supply you with whatever is required from my laboratory here. Though I'm uncertain how useful you will find some of these materials.
he looks at the cadavers.
Yeah.
And then back to you all, and
we will provide what we can.
Seeming to take after Everard's lead in supporting you all.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. He seems to go back to his workstation abruptly and continue busying himself. Everard's gaze returns to the room that he is in, and he turns to you, Rolland, and he says, I will find you once I have made the proper arrangements.
Okay. Can I just I'm not sure if I'm looking for anything specific, but can I just do like an insight check to try to sort of be like, I don't know, he seems to be struggling with something right now.
Yeah.
Like it's probably already explained, but just for good measure.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
You get that it seems like a big decision, and that he's still processing it.
Yeah, fair enough.
So he departs back up the stairs, across the catwalk, and up into the manor itself, one could assume. And upon the door shutting above, you hear like it echoes throughout the laboratory, and you hear a latching.
Mm-hmm.
What would you all like to do within this lab? The seems like the vibe is to rest, but is there anything you would like to do in the lab or with yourself before you take that rest?
Would anyone like to wake up Bosong?
Yeah. I'll wake him up and be like...
sleep. I'm ready to rest. Might as well let him sleep.
No,
You're gonna fill him in on your plans.
I'll go to Bosong, come help me. Alzard, is there a kitchen? Might I prepare a meal for us all?
Yeah.
There is a kitchen of sorts.
He leads
We
you
can
over
make
to
stew.
he leads you over to a sink and some burners. Looks like for certain experiments. And he kind of just shows it to you. He doesn't even bother like cleaning up what is there. But it looks relatively clean compared to other places in the basement. And
Sorry, Harry, you can finish up. Sorry. My bad.
oh, no, I was just trying to think of what to say actually. What were you gonna say?
As Bosong gets up, the shiny golden cup falls out of his loincloth, and Bosong remembers that he was given this, and he has no idea what it does.
That's so crazy.
I'm gonna have Bosong walk over to Khanek and ask him, because he's the pointy-headed
ritual
magic
cast
man.
identify.
Yes.
God.
Allow me to piss, but I'll be right back.
Yeah. 2 Jack characters in one session? Crazy.
And you foreigners sure do like talking a lot.
That's so funny.
Matt asleep in game and in real life.
I'm sure you guys could pay them to send a negotiator simulacrum.
Here,
True.
I had enough time to make a whole nother shit post, but I never had a time figure to use it. Oh. Here you go.
Classic David. What is this shit? What the fuck? Who is that?
It's the SpongeBob meme canon.
Yeah, but who is it?
It's Bosong.
Who is it?
Oh.
What do you think it is?
I don't know. I was trying to figure it out.
Bro.
I see the
thought it was
headband
pretty
now,
obvious.
though. Man, longer session than usual, too.
Yeah. I must begin to adjust to the no longer is it one combat per session.
Oh yeah, that's not how it works here, David. There's no.
I know. I figured. I just need to adjust.
John was very unique. He was more of a battle shonen manga type of guy, you know.
True.
This is okay.
Bosong is learning world politics for when he enters the stage.
And so he doesn't get colonized.
The song is rolling his eyes every single conversation.
Are we gonna go for longer? I feel like this is a pretty good stopping point.
I think so too. I just kind of want to hear the description of the cup, and then I'll call it. And then I'll read shitty manhwa for the rest of the night.
I should cultivate another meme for your fight night with Canon.
Oh, for sure, Jack. I always love those.
Hype it up. Hype up fight night, baby. Between the strongest fencer of history and the strongest fencer today, Canon opened his domain expansion. Ryoki Tenkai, the Cloud.
Now tell me, Canon, are you a fencing officer because you're the strongest, or are you the strongest because you're a fencing officer?
I stand alone, David, in a crowd full
Through
of
the heaven and earth, Canon is the fencing one.
I, a humble bass, am surrounded by guppies.
What a tragedy.
Canon alone is the honored fencer.
Oh yeah.
I wish to
Of
become a
Northeastern.
swordfish one day. A tuna, perhaps.
An Atlantic tuna, perhaps?
Arctic tuna, actually.
Were we identifying an item?
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. What's the cup do?
Yeah, I identified the cup for him.
Oh,
What
okay.
do cup do?
So, unlike the hourglass, it does not push you out upon trying to learn more about this item. It is what's known as the Strategis Goblet. You know
What do?
its history, having belonged to Parzur, the Dragonborn which you fought on the field of battle. He was called the Dread Strategist. However, you know him to be
Now he's the dead strategist.
Yeah.
Got him.
Boom.
You know him to be a poor strategist by his name.
Oh.
It is a fool's strategy to meet the enemy yourself on the field of battle. For reasons he came to find, he was killed. Now, his goblet, however, is designed, enchanted to do just that. It is a limited uses of the power word kill spell.
We just gave a barbarian the power word kill spell.
Yeah, I think you give
What
the
does this
worst
do?
person.
I'll drink from this
Khanek's
cup.
reaction to this?
Khanek just like opened his eyes. He's like,
Does Khanek lie to try to get it?
no, he wouldn't lie. So he's like, this is from the Dread Strategist. It contains one of the most powerful arcane words to exist. Word kill. You could use this to destroy your enemies.
So, I yell at them and they die.
Harry, how does it work?
If they're below a certain threshold, they just die, no saves.
Yeah, it is
If they're
a
weakened, you can execute them.
yell at them and they die situation, like logistically speaking.
If
They
they
do
are
have to be
weakened,
below.
you can execute them with this. It
Amazing.
simply does as told. It kills.
Yeah.
I will share the item with both you, Jack,
Bosong.
and Bosong.
Oh.
So,
It'll be
Am I still-
on the briefcase tab. Sorry.
am I still able to use this as a normal cup?
No.
I hate that.
In character, no, Khanek, yeah.
I wouldn't advise it.
He blows him head off.
Barzor was the fancy-looking dragon, right? In the like shower or the bath with the cup. Assuming this is his cup
Yes.
in the picture.
Yes.
He's all fancy-looking in his little fucking salon or whatever.
Yes, he looked like this. And actually, it was
Yeah, that fucker.
very briefly mentioned, but Roland's father mentioned he was a
Yeah, he worked under Barzor.
strategist working under Barzor. Yeah, Barzor is technically his superior. It doesn't sound like he knows that he's dead, but anyway, that's a separate topic.
All right. Cool. I got a magical lean cup.
God, awful.
Yeah, so there's that. Would anyone else like to do anything before they go to...
We have 2 more items from that battle that we have yet to identify.
Which other items besides the hourglass?
It was Akko's like scarf or whatever. I forget who has that.
Oh, the cape. Yeah.
And then there was one other thing we got from the last Dragonborn. I forget what it was.
The hourglass, wasn't it? Wasn't it just the hourglass that
We killed 3 Dragonborn.
There was a letter
then-
on one of the Dragonborn, and it was in Draconic.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. So it was just a letter, not a magic item. Gotcha.
I think Rolland took some scales.
I did, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And you got Akko's
Inventory.
chicken leg.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah, I
and it
got
was-
Necros, Black Dragon Scales, and a Scroll of Ability.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Did we want to know what Akko's scarf does?
Yeah, we do.
Identify.
It casts Stone of Truth.
Who has it? Is it Khanek? It is Khanek.
I think. Yes. Ah.
Khanek,
Oh, the shoulder sash.
Yeah.
That's right. I do have it.
You identify the Cape of the Mountebank.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
You know what that is?
Nope. Should I Google it? Is this a
I've shared it with you.
Oh.
In your item tab. You have it.
You get another dimension door, Khanek.
It would appear to be of Forlornian design and perhaps given to Lord Akko upon his arrival.
That cunt. He was in league with the Forlornians and they gave him a dimensional warping cape. Oh my god. We're one step closer to the Cape of Counterspell.
True.
This is a higher power spell slot than Counterspell, by the way. So in theory, I could rearrange the spell into the Cape Counterspell.
Cape of 9th level counterspell.
If you want to do that, you can try and find someone to help you with that.
That would be an insane banner.
Okay. Any other items? Any other ideas?
I got nothing.
I'll do something in the meantime while we're resting in this lab, but I'll just message Harry, because it doesn't need to actually take up session time.
Okay.
Banner. That's a bingo.
As for where you can rest, there are a few cots in the corner over there that should be most helpful. Perhaps not the most accommodating, but functionally, they should get the job done.
And he there's like a corner that illuminates with some small beds and the like. Seem to be pretty dusty, but nowhere near the experimentation section. Rather old and unused, it seems.
Well, I guess I'll dust one off and hit the hay.
Hit the dusty tray.
Nap time.